Like there is no witnesses. There is no injured parties. There is, you know what I'm saying? It's like they can't just they can try to charge you with charge it as a criminal, but that is no way they can win that if you stand your ground. There's no way they can win that. You know what I'm saying? Like just that's a scared tactic. I've seen that happen to people that try to send in paperwork and then they okay, we're gonna make your stuff criminal. This is what happened because I saw like remember her stuff started in the local courts. She hit him with the papers. Oh, they wanted to be because he was in a racist area in Atlanta. So okay, I'm gonna fix you. She beat them. They know they know they did. So now they can't deal with her. Now they pass her up to the next level. Oh, now we gonna make it criminal. You see what I mean?
Contract.
Yeah, it's a whole new contract, whole new offer. You know what I'm saying? Which okay, we gotta do the same thing to them. Same deal. You know what I'm saying? But Vanessa, I want you to tell them real quick about what you did with the appearance bond.
Oh, okay. My son got into some trouble, and I signed his bond before I became a secure party creditor. So once I did, I was watching a video and I asked somebody, "Can I write a bond?" So I wrote a bond for my son's criminal. It wasn't even a criminal, okay? It was all civil. So I wrote the bond, I sent it in, and they accepted it. And I was just, I was the indemnitor. And if you think about it, you have an indemnity bond. I have an indemnity bond at the U.S. Treasury. So I did an indemnity bond.
Oh, that's
and that bondsman left us alone.
Literally, the sheriff or bondsman came to her house to pick her son back up. Yeah, because he didn't get notice from his people.
Yeah, I should have sent him notice too, but I didn't. I just sent the court notice.
That's even funnier though, because that gave you more justification and standing and proof of what you just did and how powerful that was. He drove 2 hours to her house. She was like, no, you ain't. This is what I used to give him the paperwork, and he was like, what? They didn't tell me this. They didn't show me that. Right. He's like, well, yeah, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, he was pissed at the judge.
He got back in that car and drove that 2 hours back and never heard from him.
Yep.
Now, when have y'all heard that happening? If they coming to get you, they expect to be back in the back of that police car.
Right. Yeah.
No questions asked.
So, needless to say, it wasn't even my case.
It was her son.
It was my son. So, when I went to the court to get him out of bond, I asked for all the paperwork. I went straight to the county clerk and I asked her for everything. And they gave it to me. And it was an appearance bond, guys. I mean, it was a contract. I A for B the contract, and then I added the bond. So not only did I take care of the bond, I took care of the case. A for B.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did it the correct way. That's how you're supposed to do it as a creditor.
And
no
I don't
argument,
know if you
just settle.
When I sent all my paperwork to to the U.S. Treasurer, I did all my bond numbers from I made up numbers, and I say VEW, which is my initials. Then I did a number, and then I did letters at the end, and I did it a range where they are never in. So whenever I do a bond, I already got it with the UCC and the treasurer that I've already made up. So you don't always have to send it. You already got the bond number with them. So you might want to make up some bond numbers, file it with the UCC, and send it to the U.S. Treasury.
Yep.
That way, because a lot of people always say, well, I got to send the bond to the U.S. Treasurer. Now, if you already got it, your number's already there.
It's already registered. Just keep using.
It's already
create more
registered.
bonds. Create more bonds.
Create more bonds. So, I mean, I got an infinity of how many bonds I can make.
Church on
How
that.
can you make a special appearance in court?
I never stepped foot in court. It was like a special appearance on paper.
That's exactly how we do. That's how we go to court. That's how we go to court.
You try not to step foot in court.
We don't want to step on the ship. We don't want to step foot in the ship.
No.
There's people that love going to court and doing this and all. That's.
And Lorenzo is right. I have all kind of affidavits, but I had to read line for line that made sense for me and my son. I just didn't change the names and send it. I had to read it for it to make sense what I was trying to do.
Yep. She tells them documents, man. Hey, Vanessa a G. She a G ball. I'm telling you.
He did an interview. If you guys want to go out there, he did an interview with me. It's called One-on-One with all the paperwork.
It's funny you say that because when I went to court, the deputies, the judge called the deputies and say, I told him I didn't want to go, onto the ship. I didn't want to walk through the doors or whatever. And he said, well, go get the deputies real quick. He said, if you don't come past this gate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss your case and I'm going to take you to jail or whatever.
Wow.
And so he tried to make me apologize to the courts or whatever. He did my case last. I knew he was going to do it last because he already knew what I was about anyway, because I had went to court before. And so, usually when they have your case last, they know you probably going to say something to expose them.
Exactly. That's something they do. Yeah.
Right.
We always want to move in honor and try as privately because we don't want to cause a lot of unnecessary drama, being loud and all this other stuff because if you have to go to court and you did what you're supposed to do as far as by way of motion before the court date and you don't have a voice in that ship. Your voice is your documentation that's on the record. They know your standing when you come up in there if you have to go, but you still put in that you're coming in by way of special appearance if you do have to go to court. So when you go there, you just simply saying like a few questions because you only got a chance to talk when the judge asks you a question.
Right.
Unless you have counsel. So what you're gonna do is say he gonna ask you a question. You gonna say, Do you judge such and such? Do you have a claim against me? Does the state have a claim against me? They have to say that on record. They don't have a claim against, not a real claim on you. They're trying to give you an offer, and hopefully you accept it. And the first way to accepting the offer of anything, you automatically accept the offer. Once you answer the first question, are you John Smith? Yeah, you messed up now. Now you just accepted the offer right there. You can never admit that you're that corporation.
Right. The attorney they had for me, I told him, I was like, what I told him? I was like, well, he had came through the courts or whatnot, and then he had made a mistake and said that he was me, and so the judge started laughing at him, and he said, don't you mean the defendant or whatnot?
Well, I would have ran with that.
Right. I said, yeah.
Because it is on his shoulders until you sign something.
Right. And so I said to him, he trying to take ownership of my straw man. And so they didn't really say nothing to that. I didn't really know too much to say at the time because I hadn't been studying and whatnot. But when I was talking to him, he talked to me outside of the courtroom. He said, you know what? He said, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I get paid. This is what the attorney said. And I don't call him my attorney. I just call him. So he said, I get paid for representing you. And he said, if you don't let me represent you today, I'm not going to make you money. I was like, well, you shouldn't have never been trying to represent me because I said, regardless of the fact that you know, y'all charging me for resisting and obstructing. So they said 2 years for that. So I said, according to what the paper says that you got me for, what they got me for, you're gonna tell me I'm gonna do jail time. I was like, and I'm not trying to do jail time. So I was like, I really don't need you because you're not really helping me.
Yeah.
I had 2 attorneys and I had to let both of them go.
I got a question, an open question for everybody. And I think Vanessa, I think you can help put this piece together for me. I got a concept. Now, let's say if a person goes to has to go to court, and this is actually something I got to deal with right now for one of my family members. So because especially if they initially accepted counsel, as far as the court the case has already been initiated, and so they didn't hire a lawyer, so they accepted and was appointed a public defender. Now I'm thinking, hypothetically speaking, knowing the power of that public defender, which is nothing, you know what I'm saying, and the position of that, you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking the way they really act, if you think about it, don't you think that we can use, because we don't have a voice in court, but can we use them and instruct them on what to say and what to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Lorenzo, when it comes to the court, if you do not, you're in dishonor, remember, if you have not submitted your bond. That's the first thing. He's stepping into court dishonorably. He hasn't, accepted the offer,
Appearance.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do a bond for him.
Mm-hmm.
So confused on that part.
I got you.
That's the, hey,
At least he'll be
Lorenzo,
honored that way.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, you know, anytime you get any public defender or attorney, that's automatically, they oath the office. They are to the government and to the state, period. So as soon as you get a public official, you already the lost, because they have a power of attorney over you, and they surrender you to the judge.
Okay.
So you can't use them. You have an attorney intact.
That right there, and that was the whole concept of it. See, that's what I was trying to figure out. And some things you don't know until, because if you're not exactly in that situation yourself. So as far as proceed, so my thing is, what I'm trying to figure out is it a fact? Because I know we're dealing with contracting. Are they is by accepting the counsel of this public defender, waiving our rights to even instruct and give administrative, you know what I'm saying, through the council?
You contract.
I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late. That's how I look at it.
You can fire him if you got him.
That's what I said too. That's what I said. That's the first. I'm like, you might have to fire that council, and then because I was worried. I'm like, wait a minute, you already accepted the council. I'm like,
Yeah, he can fire him, but I would walk in firing him and presenting. He needs to pull his bonds. He needs to find out all the bonds they got on him.
Okay.
Yeah. But see, that goes back to what, like you're talking about. I totally understand find the bonds. That goes back to invoking your right to subrogation. You want those bonds because they're in your name, and you need those so you can settle off the case, period. Exactly. That's what you asked the judge. And
it's all about
he's
money.
Going to dismiss it. Yeah, it's commercial. He's going to dismiss it because he don't want to talk about that.
So if there's a way you can get those bonds, I wonder how many bonds is on him now, you know?
It's like three. It's an appearance bond, it's a performance bond, and then it'll be like the surety bond, because the surety bond.
And then Lorenzo, give him a $1 million bond for him.
Yeah. Set him a discharge bond up, because that's all you do. You want the surety bond. The surety bond is the whole case. Right. You want to get the surety bond and settle out the case. Use your signature as the creditor to sell it out. Ain't no controversy. And you
And
stand
that's
in
what
honor. Period.
Yeah, and that's what you tell the judge. I am here to honor what is happening, and this is my presentment to this.
Authorized
Hey,
representative.
yeah, you just let them know.
Authorized
I'm
representative.
yeah, I'm honoring this. Will you accept it?
Yep.
Gotcha.
In good faith.
In
And
good
you
faith?
helping the national deficit because you're discharging it. So you
Hello.
ain't creating no FRNs, ain't no taxes involved. You helping the deficit. So
Because right
you
now
doing the
they
good
all over the stock market.
Mhm.
Yes, inflation. You know, modern money mechanics, baby.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I just wish, how do you go about, that's my question, finding out the bonds that are on him? How do you find that out?
Through the court, I heard Yusuf L talk about his creditors and their bonds, and I also got a document on that. But you have to contact the county and request that information. You
I
know,
think it would
it
probably
goes
be better
back
to
to
go there, wouldn't it?
yeah. Well, no, because
No?
they don't want to deal with you for real.
Okay.
They don't want to deal with
Because I
you.
told
So
you,
you want to
with my son, I went straight to that county clerk and got him.
okay, well that might be better though.
But he
Yeah,
only
either
had,
way.
yeah, he hadn't signed nothing. It was just the bond. So it was real simple.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah, anything involving, I know if y'all took a look at that video and I read all the full description of the clerk, that clerk handles anything going in and out that court. That clerk,
More
I'm
important
a
than the
county
judge.
judge.
man, that clerk is and that clerk is for our benefit too if we know how to use that clerk.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
threatened her, remember,
Exactly.
Lorenzo?
Yeah.
You don't
Hey,
file this,
Mr.
I'm gonna sue you, the judge, the
Hey,
sheriff.
boy, hey, let me tell you something. Hey, Vanessa is a gangster. I'm telling you. Hey, Vanessa ain't playing no games. I'm
That's my
talking about.
They
baby.
don't know.
That's
Hey,
my
she was
baby.
getting, she was getting her baby out. Shoot,
Right.
you can't get no better than that. A mama in back against the wall, save her baby. I'm
That's
like,
right.
boy, Vanessa hit their ass
And
with that sauce. Vanessa hit their ass
you
with
know
that
when you're a
sauce.
secure, hey, you know when you're a secure party, you could sue them in their natural name. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
they
they
don't
private
understand.
capacity.
They think they got they corporation.
They
And
private,
see,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't
That's
sue them.
a
I
whole
wouldn't
nother
sue
ball.
Like you
bro.
said, it's the spiritual thing. I'm just trying to do the right thing, have them do the right thing, and leave me alone.
Yeah. Now,
Thank you.
if it needs be, it got to go down.
But see, if
Oh.
you sue them, you got to get their bond. I mean, it's so many more steps.
Well, this is the thing. It's an actual process that I'm already familiar with. If we got to put a lien on, if we got to put a lien, and it's only
Right.
it's only involved in this. It's involved basically. You got to remember this. When we talking about addressing the official that tried to issue out all they are is lawsuits. Like say they hand you a citation or a ticket or whatever like that, and they just take it to the limit. They won't let it go. And then double it and triple it and all this other stuff. They won't dismiss it. He want to play games. I had a situation. This dude, and I look at the notices. The chief officer or whatever, he signed off on it on the ticket. You can't sign off on the ticket. You didn't even write the ticket. How you sign off on it is if like you a judge or some stuff. I'm like, okay, so you want to play games and sign some stuff? Now I'm finna hold you liable. You see what I mean? Now remember, he signed that contract. He signed up for it. That ticket is tied to a ticket number. That ticket number is considered a bond. That's his bond that he signed. So he's responsible for that bond amount plus damages. So it's usually 3 times the amount. So we're gonna take that same amount since you signed. I didn't sign. Thanks for signing, dummy. Now I'm gonna take that ticket. I'm gonna file that on my UCC3,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do the 4-stage termination by default. I'm gonna send them step 1. You know what I'm saying? Proof of claim. Step 2, step 3. If he doesn't pay, the 4th one is an invoice. If he don't pay that invoice, I can take proof of him being in default by not responding, because the right to contract is limitless. If he doesn't respond and ignore, just like if you get a bill in the mail, what's going to happen? They're going to give you the first notice, the second notice, the third notice, final determination of what's named XYZ, and now blase, blah, blase, blah. Same thing, same rules apply. The problem is we don't take it these steps. We don't take them through that. You know what I'm saying? We don't take the time to do them the same way they do us. Right. So if he doesn't pay up personally, now we can take him from in his private capacity. We can take those forms and that UCC filing into the bankruptcy court. Because the corporation is in bankruptcy, and we always have direct access with the Treasury in the courthouse. What's inside the courthouse? The Treasury is literally inside the courthouse. We take that to the bankruptcy court, and then that bankruptcy court is gonna put a lien on that officer's credit cards and all type of stuff like that, to the point where he's gonna have to resign because the amount is gonna be too much. You know, because it's gonna automatically tie against the bond that you already have filed. Because remember, it's all your numbers are tied together. Yeah. Your claim is gonna, you don't gotta create no new. It's like I say, you don't gotta create a new bond. They're using your name without your permission, and these are the penalties that you put on your Schedule A. That's what the Schedule A for on the UCC. Yeah. You put all terms and conditions of the proper use of your name, improper use of your name, or use of your name without your consent, and you put all the fee schedules that stated if I was to be detained for every minute, it's going to be X amount of dollars for every so you put that on. That's what that fee schedule is for. That's our insurance. That's a form of our personal insurance. That's how we deal with those issues if we have to get personal with these people and deal with them in our private capacity. And of course, if we're doing that, we're not addressing the police station or the court. We're going directly to his address, to his name, by registered mail. You can't duck and dodge and deny it. None of that stuff. You know, that's what we got to get dirty, because a lot of these people do get dirty with us and just won't let stuff go. Yeah. You know,
basically, you don't need no motion.
For that, that's a whole nother deal. We coming down on personally now. We coming down on personally, because see, they hide behind those titles and those badges and so-called authority. So you want to play games? I'm gonna play games. I'm gonna play games in your personal life, because you interfere with my personal life, wasting my time with this.
On the news. Oh shit. Okay.
Right, because I need to go after the officer who pulled me out the car.
It's also insurance liability too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about custody battles?
Well, I will say this. It's not as difficult as we think. As far as what are you talking about, custody? I'm thinking the child support. What? I don't know nothing about custody.
Okay, so I got into a fight yesterday with my ex-husband's baby mama over my child. I ended up going to jail for assault because I was on their property. What? I got to court January 15th. I know she's not going to go to court, but I want to use the subrogation idea to offset that. I put up $500 to get out of jail. I want to offset that bond using the subrogation theory.
Now that's criminal, because you got an injured party now. So that's
you got an injured party.
Yeah,
she's not injured. There's nobody is injured. They just gave me a misdemeanor assault.
But they can bring in, when I say injured party versus criminal, to me, criminal and civil, when I'm under civil, they can't bring somebody in to say I did something wrong. That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Oh.
They self and use the cops as a witness, even if she don't charge you a press charge.
Right. Somebody can come in and say you injured somebody.
That's
but it's still all about money. So you still need to.
I thought it would be
true. Segregation.
Okay.
Cancel.
Well, before y'all go into another topic, I just wanted to say good night to you guys. I thank y'all for allowing me to come into your community. It was great building with y'all, and hopefully I can attend the next one you have.
Are you on the head?
Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. I'm gonna send you that email later.
Okay, Vanessa, yeah, I am.
Awesome.
All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. So have a good
All
night.
right.
All right, peace.
To
Man,
be
I'm glad.
clear,
I'm glad we having this, y'all. What y'all think?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be clear on one thing about the when you're in a court setting and the judge is asking, he called out your straw man name. What is the proper way to address that? Like if you happen to have to come to court,
Such a good question.
how are you supposed to respond to that?
I'm here as a third party intervener to hear that case. I'm here as an authorized representative, point blank, period.
Authorized representative, there's no one else,
Third party intervener, here to settle and set off these charges. I'm not here to plead not guilty or guilty. I'm here to settle and set off the case, period.
So,
Hey,
Yeah,
Lorenzo,
they
I
say
have a
no.
little script. Can I upload it to the website?
yeah, and I was gonna say we need to secure ourselves with even if you have index cards when you go into court.
Okay.
You see what I mean? To remember, what to say. It's different terminologies you can use. Ultimately, you're not admitted to being that corporation because
Exactly.
they cannot proceed until you admit that you're that. If you want to walk into court with a certified copy of your birth certificate, like, oh, am I John Smith? I'm like, well, this is John Smith. I'm, you know what I'm saying? He's right here. I'm here to represent the case involving this guy right here, this thing right here. So yeah, what's up? It's so many words. Like literally, you can do that, and that might throw. If you did that and say, well, but politely, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, they'll know what you're dealing with and who they're dealing with, But ultimately, you're not agreeing that you're that corporation. At the end
But
of the day,
you better watch it because there's some ugly judges out there that can get real ugly.
they're real ugly.
Real ugly.
Remember, you never understand nothing. You don't understand. If you, they're gonna do trick questions. If you understand, that means you're admitted that you're under their authority. You don't understand. You're not. You're not that. You're not the name. None of that. They're gonna ask you real trick questions that seems to be. They use word perversion and it's a such thing as verbal contracting. That's exactly what goes on in court. We're verbally contracting the things. We think because we don't sign a piece of paper, we're not contracting in. But you can verbally contract your way into some stuff or out of some stuff, especially in that courtroom.
I'll upload it. I'll call it script for court. I'll upload it tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You know what's funny? Sometimes
You gonna upload it on Hellraiser?
Yes. Yeah, I'm a member.
sometimes the judge will try to bring, like, if you bring a family member in there, they'll if they know that you got a family member in there, they'll say, who is that? Because what they did was my mother had came to court with me. And so they said, what's her name, what's her number and all that, trying to bring her into, I said, she ain't got nothing to do with my case or whatever. And so the judge asked my mother, he said, did this guy finish high school? He said, do you know if he finished, is something wrong with him?
Wow.
Like, she said, nah, he finished high school. He got his high school diploma. He went all the way to 12th grade. He was like, well, I was just asking because he's saying stuff that, I'm not really aware of.
Totally unprofessional.
Right. And so he said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to have to schedule this court date to another day. He said, so what you're going to do, he said, the judge said, so what you're saying is you don't want to make a plea, huh? I said, well, I didn't commit no crime. So, I was like, there's no injured party here. And so I was like, and there's nobody here to say that I injured them. So I said, what did he say? He said, he said another date. And that was the February 21st that I had to go back. So I've been trying to brush up on everything.
You need to get your bonds and put them into the court before you show up.
Yeah.
Right. Everything been overwhelming to me. I was telling Lorenzo.
Well, check out that video with me and Lorenzo.
What's that one called?
1-on-1. What is it, Lorenzo?
Yeah, 1-on-1.
With a member.
Yeah, one-on-one. I think testimonial.
And he has the paperwork, and it's on the screen long enough for you to,
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
pause it and whatever you need to do.
Right, because I got so much paperwork in front of me. It's like my brain over here, my brain over there. It's like, oh man, I've been trying to figure out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I try to stay out of court, but that's just me. Yeah, you try to do a special appearance paper.
Mhm. Yep,
That's your appearance.
that is your appearance.
Appearance. Yeah, they got me. They try to give me
Yeah,
resistance.
they got you, but you need to find out your bonds and how much they are so you can take care of those. And then
Yeah.
a special and attach it to your affidavits.
Now y'all say I can go.
And then give them time to respond. Remember, Lorenzo, I didn't give them a time like 10 days, 5 days, or something like that. If they don't respond,
Yeah,
then it's done deal.
you gotta always give them because it's the same method they use against us. We have to give a timeline in order to give them either a time and to give them time to be in dishonor, so we can use that against them.
Right. Now I did give them instructions. I just didn't give them a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey, it goes off the Jewish rule of law, which is in threes. So when you give them 3 days, it's actually 10 because it's 3 days. Then they count for the weekend, and then it's like 3 days to get it, 3 days to process, 3 days to send it, and 1 day for when it's closed on Sunday. So when you say 3, it's gonna actually be like 10, but they go off the Jewish. The Jewish calendar of law. The Shatar, remember I sent you that?
All right, now look. Now, do y'all know if I I did after they got me out the car and all that. I had holds in other counties, so I went to the county and did like 37 days.
Oh my Lord!
And this is before I knew some of the stuff I know now. But I thought maybe after coming out, I could try to sue the other county, for taking me there. Being that, I don't know if it's too late or not to sue them or what. I mean, what could I do?
I would just take care of the debt and get out of there.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then just for future references, you know how to play things moving forward in the beginning.
Don't even.
That's the thing.
If they want to pick you up from another county, I would suggest you always do an abatement, because an abatement keeps them from issuing a warrant to pick you up personally. But you will have a warrant at that courthouse, but it'll give you time to at least get your paperwork in order so you won't get picked up by the comptrollers, the policemen. The patty trawlers is what they used to call them back in the slave days.
Yeah, get those. Try to find out what your bonds are worth, and have them take care of those. I think once you just take care of the debt, you good.
Yeah. It's commerce. She ain't lying. It's all.
Take care of the debt and go back to correcting your status in every way you can.
Matthew 5:25. Pay your debt quickly.
Agree with thy adversary quickly, lest he be given up to the judge, and judge give it to the officer, and you be thrown in the grill. That's how you gotta do it. Hey, but check this out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They don't want you talking, bro.
No, I was about to say.
Hey, but I go in for a child support hearing.
You said you go in the
Lorenzo.
child.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You said you got a child support hearing?
I got a child support hearing on the 5th. So I've been doing some research on how, on the 5th, patient status and all that certified. I sent them my, affidavit. After the truth, they still didn't rebut it. All they did was send me back another presentment. So I sent them back, another affidavit. So I was just wondering if I should participate in the hearing over the phone or just let my paperwork talk, because I don't want them to have me in any tacit agreements, you know, without me being there. But I also know that a natural man can't interact with a fiction.
Right. That sounds like
Well, I stand like I say, I'm just like Vanessa on any terms. I'm not trying to talk on the phone. I'm not trying to go to court. So if you can avoid that phone call, that phone hearing, I would do that first. You know what I'm saying? Then so if you do have that phone hearing, you know not to say too much or nothing. You pretty much just docking things for your own, use it for your own personal information to prepare your counter offer. And
If you're on the phone with them, have your paperwork that you sent and just repeat what your paperwork says.
yeah, since they want to hear it out loud, put it on the record. Because what they're doing is they're recording it for the record.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need to record it on the record too, as well. So when they first get online, they say this phone call has been recorded for such and such and such and such purposes. I'm like, yes, just as well as on my side too, for my personal security assurance.
Yeah. Because I am the attorney in fact, so I know I can still be the authorized representative. So I figured that would give me the grounds to be able to, you know, talk to them, because I'm the attorney in fact. By, you know, I have a power of attorney agreement, so I am authorized to handle anything concerning that debtor name. So that's kind of the conflict I was in.
Now remember this though. This is the thing when we're dealing with contracting with these people. Everything is contracting. Every second on the phone, every conversation, everything is not formulated to be in your best favor. So you speak by the word, the black words you put on that white paper. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, it's just like if we dealing with any other debt. What happens once we send those validations off and stuff like that, and we hit them, and they know we hit them, they try to call us on the phone. They're trying to get you to debate the debt. If you debating the debt, you're admitting that it was a debt to begin with.
Hey, Lorenzo, did he send in his birth certificate with the paperwork?
I think I already told him this. That child support issue is revolved around them birth certificates of them kids all day. You know what I'm saying? So did you already get those birth certificates and authenticate them and claim them?
Well, see, I didn't do that for my daughters. What I was trying to do is, because I'm understanding with the law, you got to rebut the original paternity. So I don't have no problem seeing my kids. So I'm not worried about giving up my paternity rights because I actually don't have any anyway. So I just don't want them to be able to control, you know, my license and all that. So I did do the contract where I rescinded all my signatures from any adhesion contracts that I made as the debtor. But as the creditor, on proof of claim, because I sent them a conditional acceptance on proof of claim and jurisdiction. So I sent that, and all they did was send me a copy of the hearing that's coming up and that they did receive those documents. They didn't rebut them, though. You know, any unrebutted affidavit stands as truth, even though or hearsay, they didn't rebut it. So now with the authentication from the county records, that is, you have been notice of that, it stands as true from my understanding.
Did you respond to that letter? Did you respond to the hearing?
It's Saturday. I mean, it's Friday, but I've responded to every correspondence they've sent me, you know, with a counter, with acceptance and a counter.
Okay.
Wow.
My last one was the affidavit of truth, and they haven't responded back yet. I'm just in a quarrel if I should engage him on the phone, which I was still gonna be in the third person, you know, as a representative, because I know I'm not the corporation, but I do control the corporation. I don't own it, but I control it now. That's what I did the UCC for. I have a superior lien. Nobody is to get paid. before I get paid, period. But also in my security agreement, I agreed to settle and set off any account in the debtor's name. Feel
And
me?
I don't know why you couldn't just keep repeating that to them if they ask you.
I got
You
That's
know,
all-
I
that's-
have settled this. I sent this. I received return receipt number. I have accepted this, and you did not return anything, so you've accepted it. Is my understanding? You know, HJR 192.
Mhm.
So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acceptance is acceptance.
I would just
Discharge.
if you get on the phone with them, I would just use that as an opportunity to re-put all those facts back on the record verbally.
Right. Just put everything you've done on the record. Even if they ask you some question, that don't mean you got to answer it.
Yeah. They trying to get you. The objective is to get you to recontract. They know
to change. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to change it.
how you say something to contradict your status.
I got a quick question, real quick, which is whenever okay, today I tried to finally get my private mailing box. They asked me for 2 different pieces of ID.
Mm-hmm.
I had my ID, and they said, well, you gotta have it. I didn't want to give out my other information. I ain't had no passport and that like that. So all I had was my birth certificate. And I'm trying to figure out what else could I, and I asked them, did they said, we don't take voters registration cards. So
Well, you need to throw that out the window anyway. That voter's registration card.
Don't they just want to see it? They're not trying to keep it, are they?
No. That voter's registration card should not be nowhere in our possession. We should not be contracted to that. That's worse than the driver's license.
I mean, I don't have one. No, I'm saying whatever he gives them, excluding the voter's registration. Are they keeping it, or they just want to see?
Yeah, they just want to see it for proof of identification.
oh, okay, I thought they were gonna get a copy of it or something.
Authenticated.
Well, I don't remember what type of box you trying to get. I don't remember.
Exactly.
It's from UPS. It's a private mailing box. It's about $100 and something
For the yearly.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe so, but I don't think I remember nobody copying nothing.
Right. I mean, they never say that. I'm just,
Right.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Some things, it is what it is. They, what I'm saying? With them, whatever. They ain't got no damn power.
And sometimes you gotta be in the public to take care of business.
Yeah. As long as you have awareness of what you're doing, how you're gonna protect your position in doing that. That's it. But that voter's registration card need to disappear out your life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
When I signed,
That's why you use that debtor name for the public. You use that debtor name. That's why you secured that. You own it, so you use it in their fiction. Period.
but that's only if I did my UCC 1 though, right?
Oh, you haven't done that?
Yeah, well, you at least need to authenticate your birth certificate at least and claim it as your own.
Okay. And then
if I suggest if all you have is your birth certificate, I think you ought to put some type of affidavit with it explaining something.
Yeah, affidavit of ownership.
Yeah, affidavit of
affidavit.
ownership, something like that. Not just your birth certificate. Put something with it.
okay, because over 10 years I've been signing all rights reserved on everything.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, I've been putting that, but everybody, like when I take my kids to school and sign documents, they say, Mr. Mason, we can't accept this. I don't ever take it back. I just they end up keeping it anyway, They'll argue with me or whatever, but they'll end up keeping it. So that's what I'm talking about.
Well, you should probably start using just put UCC 1-308, make it real small next to your signature. Because it won't pop out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They see all this like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Remember that is all. That means all of that. That's the reservation of rights. That covers everything. You see what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because I was gonna try to put that on there, even when being that I didn't even do the UCC 1 yet. I was gonna try to use those the codes and everything once I went to court, because they don't check on that? Do they like to see if you actually did it?
They can.
They can, but that doesn't stop you whether you did whatever you need to do as far as becoming a secure party or not. That doesn't stop you from utilizing that body of law. You know what I'm saying? As far as the codes and stuff like that. Now, for certain remedy, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But because that one code of many codes is the reservation of rights. You have the right to reserve your rights whether you're a secure party or not.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow then. I'm gonna do the mailing box tomorrow.
Yeah.
CC1 in my regular signature, huh?
Yeah, right next to your signature.
C1-308.
I'm about to get that tattooed on my neck. That's how much I write it. That's how much I write UCC1-308. It's like real.
You sound like the slaves when they said call us niggas so much. We thought that's what.
Right. Yeah. So as soon as they start talking to me, I'm gonna be like, that's it. Check that out. That's it. Man.
Man, that's crazy.
This paperwork is everything, man. Understanding it and understanding how to use it. And there's so many different scenarios and that change up the way we use it, which paperwork we use. We just gotta know this is what it's for. This is what the trials are for. Figuring out what goes with what formats and what procedures are more effective than others in different situations. What applies more in court? What applies more with this? What applies more with child support? Or what applies more with civil? What applies more with criminal and stuff like that? It's different. It's different bodies of law. Are we dealing with international law? Are we dealing with commercial law? Are we dealing with contract law? Are we dealing with common law? Are we dealing with, you know what I'm saying? It's like so many, but we have the power to utilize either one or all collectively together. You know what I'm saying? At will. You know, I don't discriminate on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that I can use to back up that's ultimately what it is. You know what your claim is. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do now is to back up your claim. Find a law, find something that says that there's somebody law that backs up your claim. Yep. After you find the fraud, two things. You figure out you find the system where the system is at is in dishonor or fraudulent, and then you find the law to back up that claim. And then now all you're doing is claiming your rights, and then you giving notice of your acknowledgement of the fraud and as well as your rights. If you think about it, you look at all our affidavits, that's pretty much what the ones that work, that's what's in it. It's your claim, it's their fraud, and here goes the acknowledgement and knows that we know. And this is what it is. It's on record. That's what it is. That's how you back them against the wall. That's the only way they really back up against the wall.
And they got to rebut it.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah. Basically,
you know, all law.
Yep.
Yeah, one of you about to say something, right?
Hold on. We got people. I gotta turn this chat thing. I'm gonna have to do something different with this chat next time. I prefer everybody just opt in.
That's good truth. That's good truth.
Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to start off the beginning of the year, give everybody the opportunity to you know what I'm saying, to speak, to get to know each other, see a few faces, share some experiences, share some information, share some perspectives, and so everybody know that we are real people. I'm not hiding behind no curtains and doing all this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm real. I'm accessible. I'm full time in this whole secure party life by myself, for my family, and for my people. So trying to figure out who shit is that.
That's good.
They trying to scramble me up. That's the matrix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because once I stop, it stops doing it. They go to jumble
They know
stuff.
what they doing.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's the whole point. We need to do this. So I want to do this at least once a month. What y'all think?
Yeah.
You know, I think we need to keep.
Yeah. Once a month is good. Yeah.
So Lorenzo, where you just out of curiosity, where you at in the process? Personally, like, you know, where are you in the process? You know, I know you've been doing this for a while, so where you at in the process in terms of how you operating, like, you know?
It's kind of a trick question because it depends on it's many processes. You know, I'm personally okay. Where I'm at in the process, what process I'm on now is I'm getting more into to the negotiable instruments. I'm gonna be. I was stuck in administrative processes because they was working.
What's
Now,
that? The administration process. What's that?
paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Issuing notice. You know, I categorize all administrative processes. Me going to the post office, giving people notices. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's my administrative process. Paperwork. You know, utilizing bodies of laws to you know, defend my standing in whatever case I'm dealing with. You know, so to me, that's the foundation of everything of being a secure party. You know what I'm saying? So an extra benefit is being able to produce your own, you know, negotiable instruments and stuff like that. That's like the extra, you know. But ultimately, we need to know how to operate and clear debt and make things disappear without that. You know what I'm saying? We got to get deep in these contracts. We're dealing with contracting all day. All this stuff is contracts. So the most important thing is the contract. That's all I'm focused on. I'm digging up contracts every day, all day. I'm finding more and more stuff. I'm a digger. That's what I'm doing. I'm in the process of digging up more stuff, and along with my digging, I'm organizing all the material. I'm organizing, put them in different boxes. It goes child support. It goes traffic. It goes. I got a box. So now we got something we can go to. Now I bro got this issue. I go over there. Bro got this issue. I go to that folder. All this all laid out for you. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. Organizing the resources and the information. You know, another thing that I'm focused on, like I said, I'm building other private agencies that provide private services that we need out here or need more of, or services that we don't have. Like I said, the National Public Notice Service I'm gonna be dropping, the audio visual service with that I'm converting all these reading materials into audios. You know what I'm saying? Those two things. Eventually, I'm working on establishing my own government. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole objective. I know, because I know people that have their own governments, and it don't take a lot of it's not a big. It's all about a certain group of people that get it, that get the point, that understand everything collectively together. All it takes is a strong 5 to 10 of us to establish a government. And then from there, those 5 to 10 people are the structure and foundation of the government. Now, everybody else will be however they need to be. You know, it's like they got to work their way up, just like we did. You know, but ultimately, it doesn't take a lot to establish government. What we're doing right now is establishing government. This is what this is right here. The only thing difference between it is that we need is legalizing it, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm looking at other ways to correct my and enhance my status. I'm looking for my Native American roots. That's my next move right now. Native American roots. I went back and got my African roots. I went back and got proof of claim that I did the whole name change and ritual, that I was accepted by the tribe out there in Senegal in Africa at the age 13. I have proof of that, so I'm gonna utilize that nationality and my roots to Africa. I'm gonna utilize my roots to Native Americans, as well as all the other governments that I'm established with. But and it's still other processes. You see how they jumbling me up? It is still other processes within each of these other governments that I'm involved in that I have to go through too. So it's like I'm still stuck in between each. I'm learning about each individual government. I'm in school in every government. They have their own. It's like it's a whole nother world. So I got to understand my government. So I'm spending time learning my other governments, figuring out what benefits do I have, what the things I need to know. How do I apply this with that? How do I utilize it in the public? You know what I'm saying? Like different stuff like that. I'm still in school. I think I will always be in school. I will never get comfortable, to be honest with you, because they always change. So we need to be a part of governments or organizations that are always about change too, because anything that doesn't change, it cannot possibly be growing. So that's my whole thing. And
Trying to cut us off.
And at the same time, trying to hurry up, trying to escalate the learning processes of a lot of you guys, you know what I'm saying, that are ready to go. Trying to escalate the process so y'all get be at the legal standing y'all need to be in, political standing y'all need to be in, so we really can start making some stuff happen collectively together. That's what I'm on.
It's funny you say that because I was telling you before, people don't decide to do stuff till after something happens to them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know nothing about, like, it's people that ain't even been through the stuff I've been through or we've been through. You know what I mean? So you got them out there just dumbed down to everything. Until something happens to them.
Well, check this out. Usually that's when it's too late. And I've been through enough. I don't need to go through nothing else to know I need to do what I need to do. I don't need to go through nothing else at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be walking around without no armor. No, I don't need to be walking around unconscious. I don't need to be walking around just ignorant and oblivious to, you know what I'm saying, the reality that we are in. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford it. Not only I can't afford it, forget me. You know what I'm saying? My family can't afford for me not to know this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of them things. It's like, it's one thing to think about yourself. It's two things to think about your immediate family. It's another thing to think about your whole bloodline. I need to establish something that can pass down to my whole bloodline. Somebody in the family got to step up and secure that. If not, no, what now that you're gonna cause a recycle of the same in bondage and slavery. You know what I'm saying? So somebody gotta take the hit, stand up, and be like, "What's good? I'm finna establish this, make this happen." And once you reach certain levels of success, you secure that information and that knowledge. Because that's the knowledge has always been the power. Just like in the book of Eli, they thought he was blind the whole time, or he was supposed to be blind the whole time, and the power was in the information, was in the books. So once we get this knowledge, we need to secure this shit. If we have to put all this shit on hard drives and bury this shit in our backyard, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, hey, if something ridiculously wild happened, like my computer blow up right now, I still have access to, you know what I'm saying, what I need to have access to for myself and to be able to pass it along to my people. So, you know, I'm on the grind or whatever.